Coming up on this edition of the Die Hard Den podcast, as always, we continue to tell you something good, positive news and notes from the Lions organization. Then we go on the ball and look at some undrafted free agents and some training camp battles. We defend it then as we look at some defensive free agents that may be a good fit for the Lions and some big name players in the news. All this and more coming up on the Die Hard Den podcast. Here comes the roar. What up, though? And welcome to the Die Hard Den. Once again, it's your man, Kurt Steele, in the building, holding it down with my man, Shawnee J. Tell the people what's up.
Hey, Lions fans out there. How you guys doing? Got a lot to get to today, so stay tuned.
All right. Like Shawnee J said, we got a lot to unpack. So, as we do at this time, it is time to...
Tell me something good.
All right. Shawnee J, what you got for you? Tell me something good this week.
Well, Curtis, man, as you know, the OTAs for the Lions did start yesterday on Monday. They're still going. And here's an interesting story coming out of the OTAs. They say that T. Tabor is actually looking good. He's playing well. He's a standout in his camp. He's finally getting it. I don't know, first of all, I don't know how much you can glean off the OTAs, just like the mini camps or the combine. We talked about this before. Maybe looking good there, but can he look good in the game? And if he does has improved, is it too late for him here in Detroit? Or maybe he can go on somewhere else to have a good career? I wish him well either way. If we brought a lot of guys in. I'm glad to see he's finally got it. He saw the handwriting on the wall of all these guys they brought in. He heard the reports. He was in trouble. So he had this lit a fire under him. But is it enough? Is it too late? Too little, too late for T's Tabor. What you think?
Yeah, like you said, I think he heard the footsteps. Like they say, sometimes a receiver coming across and you hit them footsteps, and danger's coming. So I think you're right. The writing is on the wall. If he doesn't produce soon, he can be on the outs. I don't think he's going to compete for a starting position this year. I think he's competing for a backup role. But I think he's competing for a spot right at this point in time. This for his past performances. Tell me something good this week coming out of OTAs as well. Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford was very candid. He spoke for the first time about his wife's surgery and the support he received from the Lions family, the Ford family, and just in general with his wife and the situation. And he was very appreciative to the Lions organization, to the Lions fan base for the support of his wife. And he was happy to be back to work. And he was prepared to do whatever he needed to do either way. But he said he did some things in his downtime, and the coaching staff and the Lions organization were very understanding with the situation and let him to do some things on his own time. So good thing that we finally got to hear from Matthew Stafford about his wife and the whole situation about her surgery. And he was very candid and very appreciative to the Lions fan base and the Lions organization as well.
Yes, so I did post, like I said, I posted an article in our group. And one thing he did confirm in an article that setting out the season was on the table if he had to. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that Kelly Stafford is doing well. Hopefully Matthew Stafford doing better this season for us.
Yeah. I saw them out at a wedding this past weekend. They looked very happy, and she looked very healthy. So, and I continue to monitor her progress on Instagram when she posts a lot of stories. So big ups to the Stafford family once again, and must needed recovery. I hope she continues to progress well. So at this time, it is time to go.
On the ball. Set, go.
All right, on the ball this week, we're going to talk about a couple things around the Lions organization. First thing up, We talked about the rookie draft class, and we kind of touched on these guys a little bit. But let's really delve into one really big person we talked about is Big Bo. But let's talk about a couple of the undrafted free agents that's going in the camp that we think that has a good chance of making the Lions team. And for me, this is my guy. Excuse me, Sean. Excuse me. Is the linebacker Trey Lamar?
Yes, I like him too.
Trey Lamar is very, from the reports I'm hearing out of the rookie minicamp and out of OTA so far, is that Trey Lamar has been very impressive, even to Jelani Tave, his fellow rookie. Very complimentary of Trey Lamar coming out of the rookie training camp and the OTAs. He's a big guy. I think really, if you look at it, he's going to give Tave a run for his money for that starting linebacker spot. But we'll get to that later on. But that's my guy right there. Trey Lamar is the guy I think was going to have the biggest impact from the undrafted free agents besides Big Bo. Who you got there, Shawnee J?
Well, I love Big Bo. I was hoping they can draft him. I'm shocked. We went over this. I was shocked he wasn't drafted, but, I'm glad we got him. It's a UDFA. We beat out 20 other teams. Did Big Bo. I still want him to start. You know that very well from the post in the group. You know that very well. I mean, my feelings clear. But there's a couple other UDFAs I'm excited about. I'm disappointed they cut my man Donald Parham after the rookie minicamp. The big 6'8" king from Stetson. I thought they at least give him a chance. I want to see him play in games in preseason. We talked about this, but they may bring him back. But as of now, he's no longer with the team. A couple other guys I want to see. Excuse me. Maybe I'm a sentimental guy. I'm a Wayne State graduate. I like to see Anthony Pittman, the linebacker out of Wayne State, undrafted free agent. I know he's a long shot. He's a long shot, longest shots. But I like to see him at least make the practice squad. I'd like to see him comparate similar to what Joyke Bell did a few years ago. I rooted for Joyke Bell.
Yeah, I like Joyke.
Yes, and Pittman, a local guy, a Wayne State guy. Yes, a little bias there. But I'm hoping he can at least make the practice squad and eventually make the Lions. I want to see him make the team too.
Okay. Yeah, I like the local flavor. Joyke Bell is one of my favorite guys in the Lions. I used to watch his social media segment when the bell tolls. He used to go around doing locker room interviews. So he was definitely one of my all-time favorite Lions as far as the local guys, and his story was great. But yeah, the linebacker position is interesting. I think a couple of undrafted free agents may have an opportunity to make the team. Looking at the other, we got mostly defensive, offensive linemen, but those linebackers do stand out. So, moving on, let's talk about some camp battles. All right. So, my man, Shiny, we're going to break out some camp battles we'd like to see. It's going to be interesting when the OTAs and coming up in the actual mini camps coming up in June. So, my camp battle in the offense really is who's going to be the third running back on the Lions. I think right now you're going to have Kerryon Johnson's going to be the first guy up. Then you're going to be spelled by C.J. Anderson. But who's going to be that next guy in? Is Theo Riddick going to hold on to his position as that kind of Swiss Army knife? Can run the ball, catch it out of the backfield, because you got Ty Johnson came in out of Maryland, the rookie. He's going to be less money. He's got fresher legs. I just want to see that battle for that position to kind of solidify that room, because I think, like I said, we already got those two guys up front. They're gonna be the ground the pounders that's going to be in Bevel offense. They're going to be running the rock pretty much hard. But those change of pace guys in that third down or that third back in is going to be a battle for me. I want to see. Because Zach's going to hold on to the roster spot, or is he going to be on the outs? He's that kind of back. He can catch the ball. He's versatile. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. but will his skills keep him on the field? What you got for your offensive battle?
My offensive battle, I love my offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed this, but in the first 2 days OTAs, they've been working on Frank Ragnow at center.
I saw that. Wow.
Glasgow to right guard, and they're trying Obuche at left guard.
Okay.
That's interesting. Graham has come out of college. He played both guard and tackle in college at Michigan. He's played some guard and tackle with the Lions his first few years. He's one of the most steady offensive linemen as Mr. Gangster's been with the Lions.
Right.
He seemed like a better center to me than guard, but if he's cool playing guard, he's a team guy. If he thinks just a bigger impact is at guard, I think, I'll be happy with it. But, I'm still biased. I still want to see my man, Big Bo Benschweiz will be the right guard. Put the left guard. Of course, you wouldn't put right now center. That's what I want to see. Those are three big bodies. Kenny Wiggins, like I say, he's a battler, he's a survivor, a journeyman. He'll be good backup. I don't know about this Obuche guy. I don't, I know he played for Beverly before, but I still like my man, Bo Benschweiz. But I tell you this, I think the Lions, we have some depth along the line.
Right.
And these can play multiple positions like, Ragnow can play center and guard, got experience both. So can Graham Glasgow.
Right.
Benschweiz can play anywhere along the line.
Right.
Joe Kalamatagi, a third-year guy coming out of Hawaii, he can play anywhere along the line. So can Joe Dahl. So they got the versatility that both Patricia and Quinn love,
right?
And they're playing, especially offensive linemen. So that will help. But I still want my man Big Bo be the right guard. He's a natural right guard. Came out, the best spring blocker. It's amazing. I keep saying this. It was amazing. He wasn't even drafted, but we got him. I want him to be the guy. He's free agent. He reminds me, like I said, when the Cowboys lucked up, got Leal Collins, who was definitely a first-round talent.
Right.
We had some outside issues that caused him not to be drafted, but the Cowboys got him, and the Lions kind of went after him, I suppose. This time we got the man I want all along, Big Bo, and I want him to start at right guard.
Yeah.
If you would have Graham and Ragnow, from the guard to center, that's fine with me. The songs of Bo's my starting right guards.
Right. I mean, looking at that, I looked at some interviews they did with Frank and Matthew Stafford today, and they were talking about the versatility that Patricia and Quinn always preaches. Now, it may just be a thing where they're giving Frank Ragnow some much-needed reps so he can be comfortable playing center with Matthew Stafford if something happens and he has to play center. Or it may be position change. I mean, we don't know, but I like that battle. So coming up on the defense side of the ball, what is your defensive battle you want to see, my man?
Like I said, we got some linebackers,
Right.
We drafted Jelani Tave in the second round. That was a surprise pick, but I think he's going to be better. He's going to surprise a lot of people. He's going to be better than what they think.
Right.
We got a couple linebackers as undrafted free agents. We mentioned Trey Lamar and Anthony Pittman. Like I said, Pittman from Wayne State. He's a pretty good player. I know Wayne State is only Division II, but like I said, I'm rooting for him to make a name for himself and somehow scratching claws well on the team, even if he has to go the practice squad route.
Right.
And Trey Lamar, he came from the two-time national champion Clemson Tigers, another guy. I'm surprised wasn't drafted. Along with both, so we got two top free agents, undrafted free agents. So, and this Mark Carney, he's a tweener. Another undrafted free agent from North Carolina. He's a good rusher. He's about 6'2", 255 pounds. He's a tweener. He's outside linebacker type edge rusher. So we got some guys, some young guys, free agents who might push the veterans like Christian Jones and Ranga. So we won't be surprised if we see some changes in the linebacking core. I don't know how they're going to keep
Mm-hmm.
Don't be surprised. There's some changes.
Now, what do you think about Reeves Maven? Because he's an undersized guy, and
yeah, he's a speed guy. He looks more like a safety, a big safety, oversized safety instead of a linebacker.
Right. I think that may be a position change for him that may put him back because I know he can cover. I know he's got speed.
So, like I said, like an oversized safety instead of a linebacker.
Right.
So he's in danger of not even making the team. So, like I said, it's going to be some interesting camp battles.
Right. And
that's competition.
Right.
It's unrealistic. I like that draft picks. I like our UDFAs.
Mm-hmm.
It's unrealistic to expect them all to make the team. But it's going to be interesting to see what Patricia and Quinn do.
Right. On my camp battle for the defensive side of the ball, and I've said this probably quite a few times, is that whoever's going to line up opposite Darius Slay. That's my now. Right now, we have Rashawn Melvin is probably the default as far as the depth chart. Who's going to start opposite of him? Then you have the rookies that's coming in, Amani. Excuse me. You're going to have a few guys that's going to be probably trying to get that position starting opposite. But I think right now the leader in the clubhouse is going to be Melvin. This is because of his experience, but those young guys are going to give him a run for his money for that position. I think that Tease Tabor is going to be on the outside looking in, where he may have to look at maybe moving inside as or actually maybe moving to safety. I know the versatility of Tracy Walker, where he can play both the safety and he can play corner as well. But that outside corner back between Amani, the rookie, and Rashawn Melvin is going to be a really good camp battle to see who starts opposite of Darius Slay. All right, that's just my opinion.
Jamal Agnew, they better make room for him. Somehow keep him on the team.
I think they're going to keep. I know you're worried about Agnew, but I think with his punt return skills and his kick return skills, I think he's got a spot on the roster. I don't think he's going anywhere. The guy's a Pro Bowler. If he wasn't injured last year, he probably made the Pro Bowl again. So with that, now it's time to
defend the den.
All right, defend the den this week. We're going to talk about a couple of big names that's kind of just hit the news wire in the last week. One is recently asked today, two asked today, and then one last couple of days ago. So Gerald McCoy, this got released by the Bucs today. That could be an interesting signing if the Lions can get him in the fold. What do you think?
Yeah, I posed this question in the group. It's about maybe a slight lean. Most of the guys in the group slightly want him. Some say it doesn't fit the Lions or Patricia's defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm split. He's a good player to have.
Mm-hmm.
But do we really need to add another defensive lineman? Because I still like our depth with them Snacks Harrison, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ashawn. I love Deshaun Ham.
Mm-hmm.
And I love we just signed a guy, a veteran a couple weeks ago. And I still like the rookie. Again, another rookie, PJ Johnson. Another big body,
right.
guy. They say he's going to be another Snacks Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
So if we sign Gerald, I'll be fine with that. If we don't, I'll be okay with that too, because I think we got some depth. I mean, these young guys are hungry. They want to play. They want to earn a paycheck. They want to win.
Right.
PJ Johnson, 7th-round pick, Arizona. He's a prime example of that. He has 2 kids to feed, so he's hungry.
Yeah, he's going to be hungry.
Yes.
Now I heard good things coming out of the rookie training camp about PJ Johnson. I heard he's impressed some of the coaching staff. So they say he's a stud in there. So I don't see it happening, but they could make a play for him. However, I think the defensive tackle depth is good. What you have with Ashawn and Snacks, and then you have the guys behind those guys, some young guys. So I think that defensive tackle door is closed, but you never know in the NFL. It could be one of those things where it's a bidding war for him, and I think probably the Lions probably may reach out for him. You never know. Now, the other guy that we were looking at last week agreed with the Bucs today, and Dominican Suh. Suh's going at Tampa Bay. I mean, I wish him all the luck. I think he wants to go back to Florida to get that non-tax for his paycheck for the season. He probably missed that out there in LA for the California. It's a big tax state. So, but I just think he's looking for a place to play, a place where he can fit. I just don't think he fit with the Rams that well. But good luck to Dominican Suh. I know some people want him to come back to Detroit, but this is what's in the cards. I think that some of on the way out, it kind of probably rubbed the organization the wrong way. Just, and this for me, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He's bringing Warren Buffett to the stadium and to his big goodbye. I'm like, come on, man. You're already telling us you're gone when you do stuff like that. So if you weren't all the way there, then you can go ahead and keep it moving. So, but I mean, no ill will against Dominican Suh, but I wish him good luck down in Tampa.
Right. I mean, he's at the point in his career where he's turned to a journeyman. This is Suh's third team in the last 3 years. He knows he's not one of the top free agents anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This year, to take this song from this sign, one being down his door to sign him,
Right.
Teams looking because he's maybe in his twilight years, the journeyman years, where he wasn't as dominating like he was his best years with Detroit. Miami, they gave him all that money. They said, man, what are we paying these calories money for? I knew he wouldn't look at that contract. The only way Suh could look at that contract in Miami is if he turned to the next Reggie White or Bruce Smith or somebody. And that, yeah. So now he's at the point in his career where he's like a journeyman veteran.
Yeah.
Help, but that's the same guy he was when he first came in with the Lions.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's aging. Now, let's say he can't play, but it's just he's not the same guy, like you said. Now, the next guy is a person that a lot of Lions fans wanted us to trade for in the offseason because he requested a trade last season, and that's Patrick Peterson, one of the top corners in the league. And I have to tell you, I was very, very surprised to hear the situation for him to get 6 games for performance-enhancing drugs. And he didn't even, I mean, it took him like 1 day to drop his appeal. So I pretty much, I mean, that's a sign of, now, I won't say guilt, but he knew he probably put something in his body that probably came with a test. Sometimes with these supplements, these guys take something's in there that is probably not, the interaction is not going to be good. It's going to pop him hot. So we kind of think we dodged the bullet. What do you think?
I think so too. I mean, maybe Quinn and Patricia, they had some inside knowledge we average fans didn't have. They saw this coming. They couldn't say nothing or else you've been tampering or you get sued, whatever, for, he hasn't been tested officially by the league yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the performance enhancing drugs, even this always question, you always got a question, like this whole steroid trial in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
How long has the guy been using these illegal drugs? And were the drugs, the steroids or PEDs, were they the reason they were so good? You take off the PEDs, we should be able to play at the high level, like Barry Bonds or off steroids, or Mark McGwire off steroids. Would he have been able to hit all those home runs if it wasn't for the roids? These are questions that are going to now affect his legacy. And if he does once he does come back and he's clean, will he be the same player, or was he the player because of the PEDs? So these are questions, they're going,
right.
going to ask, affect people's minds. So we did dodge a bullet.
Yeah, he's an Asian player. I mean, he's he always say he's super long in the tooth, but he has some miles on him at the cornerback position. I don't know. Sometimes I know individuals take supplements, and sometimes they get prescriptions, and now it's not unheard of that people take there's bad substances that are banned, but they don't show up unless they're mixed with something else. Or, I mean, I don't know this whole situation. I don't know whether, but I wish. Hopefully, the situation works out for him. He can come back and keep his. Because he's been a positive person in the league for a while. So I was just kind of shocked, disheartened that happened with him. But good luck to Patrick Peterson out there in Arizona. So now it's time for
2 points conversing.
Now, 2 points conversing this week. Vegas is kind of really shot the Lions. Now, I would say if it's going off of last year's performance, I understand it. But the Vegas over-under is 6.5 for the Lions for the season, meaning that they project the Lions to win 6.5 games or less for the season. They got them right at 6 wins for the season. What is your opinion of this over-under there, Shawnee J?
I think Vegas is trying to play it safe. They don't want to say the Lions going to win too many games and they'll be embarrassed. The Lions really falling in places. They're playing it safe. I think they're way better than 6 or 7 wins or however they figure it. I think we can win as many as 11, 12, play our cards right, and the players who I think can come through for us and have good seasons. Vegas, okay, we're going to give you at least 6 wins. You gotta earn those other 6 wins. We're not gonna say that's that's how the average Lion fan is.
Yeah.
The only talk a lot of junk about the Lions ain't S. They sorry, they stink.
Mm-hmm.
They only want to win 4 games, but quietly speaking, they want them to win more than 4 or 5 games. The average Lion fan,
right.
As much as you hate and talk crap, they want to see them win more. They want to see them win the Super Bowl. So they win Super Bowl. Oh, heck yeah, you see them out there fronting with their Lions Stafford jerseys, and they be first in line at the parade, and say, I know we can do all the time. That's how it is. They playing it safe.
They're playing it safe.
It's like, show me, prove it to me stage. We've been there for a long time, and I want the Lions to win. Nobody's going to be bonus. So the Lions going to win 12 games. They're going to say they take the safe route, the safe draft pick, like Quinn is known for taking. And if he's like Giovanni Tave, or if nobody expects much from him, if he does anything positive, I told you so. Yeah,
I told you.
I need to.
Yeah,
you
have a lot of fair weather Lions fans out there. Now you have some I can understand some skepticism, but some people are positive, some people are going to be negative, but. At 6.5, I think that's kind of low. I think the Lions can finish at least 10-6. Now, that's one thing. But I think and looking at the poll that they had on Pride of Lions on Twitter, is that most people they put a poll out, and I think 91% of the individuals that polled the Lions will win more than 6.5 games. So you have some support out there, and mostly positive and a little negative. Now, another thing I want to bring up about the 2 points person this week is that quiet is kept. If you look at some of these and some big names, looking at Gil Brandt and some of the guys on NFL Network and some of the guys at ESPN, they said the Lions had a really good offseason, and they said the Lions may have had one of the best off seasons around the league. They said with the free agent signings and the draft, that for the personnel they got for the Lions and the system that they want to run, and they're actually bringing in the offensive coordinator, the coaching staff changes, the Lions secretly had one of the on the low. One of the best offseasons in the NFL. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I saw that too. Some guys are hating, saying the Lions gave them an F for the offseason, but I think they had a good offseason. They made some smart strategic moves. They, like I said, they got the best free agent on the market in Trey Flowers. They brought him in. They brought in some guys. Other guys could help. Like I said, they made some some pretty strategic, shrewd draft picks. And, starting with the first two, TJ Hawkinson and Donnie Tave, they may raise some eyebrows. But, these are guys we want. Quinn doesn't care about the past. He doesn't care about the past failures with guys like Eric Ebron or Jordan Dizon and guys like that. He's going to pick what he thinks is best for the team. And like I said, I love our free agent, undrafted free agent class, like Bo, Ben Schweitzer. That's my man Bo. He bring him up.
You like Bo, man? That's your boy.
Bo knows, yeah.
Yeah.
Best run blocker in college football, 2-time All-American that started 49 games, 4 years, started in college. How can this guy not be drafted? Same thing for Trey Lamar.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing. Those are some shrewd signings and draft picks. So,
yeah,
it may not be the big names, but some good shrewd drafting and strategic signing. So, yes, I do like the Lions off season.
I think the last year off season was good because they got the guys they wanted to fit their system, and changing the system over. They wanted guys to fit and mold that what they want them to do, because just because somebody's a big name doesn't mean they're going to fit your system. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So
I think that those guys, and I think it really, for me, it started with Darrell Bevel get hiring, just because of the fact that we know what the Lions want to run the ball, control the clock, play action down the field. And we have some two guys on the outside that can get open down the field with Marvin Jones and Galladay, and we got some decent slots. And then you have the big tight ends that can get open down the middle of the field. I like the offseason. I like the offseason as well. I think that really Jesse James is going to be an underrated free agent pickup, where he gives us that versatility in the offense with the 12 personnel, where you can run 2 tight ends and 1 running back, and you can throw that ball down the field to those tight ends, especially when you get down the red zone. I mean, the guy's a monster down there. You got 2 really big tight ends in the red zone. I mean, you really look at it, you got really 4 big, because Marvin Jones can catch it in the red zone. He can go up a high point the ball as well as Galladay. So
exactly,
I think those personnel are really going to fit what we want to do down, because that red zone scoring has always been a problem from us for the last few years. Is that we had a problem in the red zone scoring touchdowns, kicking too many field goals. But I think we're going to remedy that this season with Bevel's offense. So
we can ask the big guy, big 6'8" Donald Parham. That'd be another big target. I'll let it go. We got another big 6'8" target who could play slot receiver and tight end. Versatility, Quinn, Patricia. What you like? A 6'8" guy who catch the ball.
Yeah, I got you, man. All right, so let's make a few announcements for this week. We're going to add a couple of segments to the show in the upcoming weeks. We're going to add a Lions kind of history segment with Shawnee J. We can profile some older Lions players and give us some Lions history. And then I'm going to do some education stuff. We're going to go now this is going to bounce off of my show I want to have on YouTube. We're going to teach some basic stuff about the NFL, about the game that we love in our Lions. So those segments are coming up in the upcoming weeks. So go ahead. How you can find you on social media? What you got, Shawnee J? How can they find you?
Like I said, I basically use Facebook all the time. Look for the most handsome black guy named Sean Jennings. You know it's me.
All right. And for me, it's your man, Curtis Steele. You can find me on Twitter at Curtis Steele 14. The same thing on Instagram. And you can find the podcast at DieHardDanPod1 on Twitter. And our email address, if you want to email us questions for the show, is dieharddenpodcast@gmail.com. That's all the time we got for now. So for your man, Shawnee J, It's your man, Kurt Steele, holding it down one more time, and we out.